I just had this crazy urge just to go somewhere. I'm a sentimental guy. When it comes to, reflecting on the past, it charges my soul. I forgot my hat today. I'm actually trying to see if I can remember how to get where I'm going. It's an hour away in Orange County. I can't remember this. I know it's somewhere over here right now. Maybe not. I hope it's still here. And there it is. That is where Gina and I got married. Well, here I am at the Hacienda. This is where I married my queen. So I'm sitting here editing and I tried to put in some sappy reflective music to make it work and it just wasn't working. This is where we were married, right here. Walking up on the altar. This is where you were. This was my view. That was our table. This is where the reception was. That was pretty cool. They weren't open, but the owner just happened to be there and he let me go in, and that was pretty cool. It's now taken me a few hours and a long drive to figure out what this vlog is going to be about. I gotta go and figure out where the other stops are in my life that are important to me. That's where I met Gina. She was working at the Clinique counter at the time, and that's a whole other story. That night after I met Gina, we went out to Pepito's Bar and Grill right here. We went with some friends, we had a few drinks, we had a good time, and we haven't been apart since. That's when she fell in love with me. Community Hospital, that's where I was born. It was here at Eisenhower High School where my sophomore English teacher, Mrs. Basone, she recognized something in me. She was really the spark that pushed me to ultimately become a storyteller. Don't judge. I need to get a hoodie. Maybe a few other things. MCRD San Diego, where I went to boot camp and eventually joined the Brotherhood of Marines, Semper Fi. There's Mount San Gorgonio, a mountain that taught me never quit. Good old A.B. Miller High School, that's where I ended up after college, and I spent 10 years of my life. You often become a teacher to help others, but really what happened is, in the course of teaching, my students taught me so much. It was a phenomenal experience. It's also where I started to really hone my trade as a filmmaker. That was the springboard to when I took probably one of the biggest risks of my life, where I jumped in from teaching to the district attorney's office. Make no mistake, it weighed on me at first, and I was wondering whether or not I made the right decision. Ultimately though, I knew by making that leap it was going to get me access to the stories that I wanted to tell, and it ultimately led to SEBA, the Sheriff's Employees Benefit Association, where I'm proud to help represent the brave men and women in law enforcement. That is my first house. This is where all three of my kids were born. They're my world, they're my everything. And this is where I live now. And there's one last thing I want to talk about, one special thing. The whole reason why I'm even doing this whole video. The main purpose is that 20 years ago today, this very day, it's the day I met Gina. And so, Gina, this vlog is dedicated to you. Making these films of my family is the greatest story that will ever be told. It is my greatest story.